right, welcome back to Crunch Time, the show where you get the best DFS picks for the day. A nice slate overview, all in under 1 hour, each and every day, 2.5 hours before the main slate. Today we have a nice 6-game slate, I think, and I'm joined as always with Chris, aka chrissair DFS. He came here just on time. I think he's fresh out of the shower as always. A minute late, but that's okay. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. We have a nice slate here. Got a bunch of injury news that we have to navigate through, so should be interesting. We have some good games, some games that stand out, some teams we want to target, some teams we don't want to target. So yeah, I'm excited for this slate.
Nice. We should get an over/under if you're going to be on time for every show. I think that'll be good. Need some odds on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always on time, always 12:30, and I'm here.
All right. Before we get started, if you haven't already, be sure to hit the like button. That helps us out a lot. Also, if you're not subscribed and you've been here before, hit subscribe, hit bell button, hit all that. Keeps you notified when we go live. Free content, free DFS content. Good place to hang out. Get your questions asked about roster construction, our optimizer, all that sort of stuff. DFS, NBA, whatever it is. Just a good place to hang out. Next housekeeping, I guess first housekeeping actually, announcement kind of, as always, we use our optimizer and projections at dfscrunch.com to go through the slate. So if you're interested in checking that out, just go to dfscrunch.com and you can try it out. There's a 3-day free trial, so no risk at all. Try it out. Next housekeeping, we have some nice results. Chris says it's not housekeeping always, but I shove it in there in the housekeeping category. How does it feel, Chris?
How does what feel?
Your results here today, or yesterday, I guess. What do you make of it?
I mean, it was a solid team here at the top one. This is the main slate, obviously. I switched with like 5 seconds left. I had the optimal before this. The optimal ended up scoring like 354 if you kept track with the late swaps. You'll see that in a later screenshot, but this one I switched onto with like 5 seconds left. I got Booker at like 1% in cash games. He went for 45, so that was nice. Obviously had Holiday. He was chalk. Ish Smith, really liked him. He was a core play. Everything else is solid here. Obviously we had Giannis out, and Beal out, so we had to go heavy on the Bucks. So DiVincenzo, Middleton. Hachimura was more of a last piece. Sabonis, Collins were pretty chalky, and then Drummond, I think he put up 60 for me. And then this all-day slate, this one was pretty simple in the middle. Jamming 4 Sixers, similar to what we're going to do with the Celtics today. They only had 7 guys today. The Celtics have 8 guys, so we're going to have a lot of interest in them. And then this single game slate at the bottom was just the optimal. So yeah, that crushed as well.
Yep. Excuse me. Hachimura, I think he had that foul at the start of the game, so he probably could have done a bit better. He had the foul to take out, Thomas Bryant, obviously, because he got hurt like in the first minute or 2 minutes or something like that. So I think
that kind of hurt him.
Yeah, he could have seen a higher score here.
Yeah, Justin says, are you playing the Bulls Showdown game on Fanduel? Yeah, I am. It starts in 30 minutes. We can probably just go over that game and the showdown for that game before we start, just because we'll have some time for it. So we could do that after we go over the results and then the winning lineups from yesterday.
Yeah, Gostafi says he got 348.75 yesterday. That's pretty good. Nice score.
Yeah. And he says Celtics backup stack. Yeah, it's definitely what's going to happen. It's just like the Sixers yesterday. Just minutes equal money. That's all you need to say.
Yep. Next up, we have Nick here.
And Nick crushes with the pink tie, dress shirt. A nice mustache there. So yeah, he always crushes on DK. He's a DK guy, so that's nice to see. Yeah,
he joined us, I think, what was it, two months ago or so, in December, I believe. So he's been here for a few months now. So I think he's enjoying his time here. He's definitely using all the sports that we have, taking advantage of all that. So good to see him doing well. So one more, turn and burn. As always, part-time DFS, full-time results from him. What do you make of this, Chris?
I mean, turn and burn he's the showdown GOAT. Like you're guaranteed to see at least one screenshot from Turn and Burn a Night on DraftKings with his showdown. So, I mean, he's just the showdown goat.
That's true. That's true. Next up, we have Aiden. Aiden plays every single slate, every single sport. He's been here for a while, so he loves playing every slate, every sport. What do you make of this one?
I mean, the thing with Aiden is he loves to stick with his entry fees. Like, he always gets it to an even number, like $25 for the small slates, $50 for the main slate. If he bumps it up, he'll bump it up to like $75 for the main slate, $50 for the small slates. He'll always hit that number. You'll never see him have less or more in entry fees.
Yeah.
But yeah, this middle team here was our optimal 354, as I mentioned. Yeah, so just a really nice team here. Everything seemed to click for that team.
Yeah, good comment on Aiden there. But that's a good thing though. Playing it safe, managing your bankroll consistently, like that is a key to long-term DFS success. So props to him for being consistent and staying, I guess, I don't know, disciplined with that. So
he started with a really small bankroll. So I mean, that's why he's really, like, I'm not saying like he's poor, but I'm saying like he didn't like enter a lot before, and he grinded his way up. So that's nice to see.
Rags to riches story here at DFS Crunch. Part-time DFS, full-time results as always. Gost, if he's asking if you're doing the 6-game slate, that's the main one today. So yeah.
Yep.
We are. Okay, let's get some analysis on the results of the double ups and the tournaments. I already loaded them up. Production values going up here at DFS Crunch. Always prepared ahead of time now. First up, do you want to go over the clutch shot on Fanduel?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. What do you see here?
So this guy won it with 2 entries.
Yeah, 2 of the same.
Risk reward. Yeah. Yeah, so LaMelo Ball, had this little Charlotte stack here. Obviously they did well. Can you scroll down a little?
Yep.
Yeah, there. Yeah, Hero crushed as well. I mean, there's not really much to, like, there's not much analysis here, like, with each individual player, just because we're looking at it from hindsight. Like, obviously these guys crushed at low percentage. The main thing I want to, like, pay attention to is probably, like, the ownership. Like, he didn't have some of the chalk guys. He didn't have Drew or Middleton, who were mega chalk on that slate. And he had Terry Rozier at 4%. LaMelo Ball was a little overpriced in my opinion, but he obviously got there at 11%. So, yeah, just kind of going away from some of the chalk, playing Bobby Portis, who was announced as a starter after the slate started. I'm probably interested to wonder if this guy late swapped to Bobby Portis. Maybe he swapped to someone else as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went away from Drew and Middleton and went to Dante and Portis, which he kind of used as leverage. So that's the main takeaway I want to get from this.
Okay, before we jump into the double up on FanDuel and see what the pros did doing our homework, I just saw Kyrie Irving out today, and Durant is playing today. So there's that. Okay. You want to do a double up here?
Yeah, sure we can. I mean, like, we're gonna get similar construction. I already went over it, so I don't think we really need to.
Well, it's the same guy.
Well, this is actually interesting. This is the $2. $2 isn't usually good to look at, but this guy, this was his one team, and clearly he hit the nuts.
Okay, so you want to go just to DraftKings then?
Yeah.
Okay. Fadeaway, or what do we have here? Yeah, fadeaway.
Mhm.
Okay, what do you see here?
Let's see. Yeah, so this guy scored 6 more than second place. LaMelo Ball as well. James Johnson, I was really high on him yesterday. I was saying he would get like 24 to 28 minutes. Some people in the chat were saying he would get less. He ended up playing 26, so that was nice. Obviously, he crushed. Nice to see some of our other locks here. Drummond, 63 at 29%. Burke, obviously we had him as a lock. Middleton, we also added as a lock in the Discord later. So, if you're not in the Discord, that's where you get the latest locks. Like after Beal went out, the whole slate changed. So yeah, I mean, this guy had a pretty nice team here, some chalk, and then obviously some low-owned guys that got him there, like Sabonis, Ball, and yeah, James Johnson.
Yep. Okay, let's jump into, I believe, the showdown slate. Yeah?
Yeah.
Should I just load up the showdown slate then here?
Yeah.
Okay. This one, right? Chicago Clippers?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just load it up here and here. Some news. Eubanks out. Weatherspoon out for the Spurs.
It doesn't matter for this game.
Yep. Okay. How do you want to handle the showdown? What do you want to do?
So we can just talk about each team like we normally do, and then go over it.
Okay. So Chicago side, we have Markkanen, Satoransky, Arcidiacono, Porter, and Hutchinson all out. I think we have Temple starting for them. Note there. Other than that, we have White, Levine, Temple, Williams, and Wendell Carter Jr. What do you think of the Bulls today, Chris?
So the Bulls, they have some nice value pieces here. I don't think they're really targets for the all-day slate, just because we sort of want to backload, see who the Celtics start. We got this Nets news, so KD's obviously going to be in play now. Spurs, we have a ton of Spurs interest as well. So maybe here with Otto Porter out, Patrick Williams stands out for me on both sites. Actually, maybe a little more on Fanduel. He's, I believe, 7K in this showdown contest, so that's a really nice way to save some salary. Other guys that fit on both sites for me are like Denzel Valentine. He's 3.4K on Draftkings in this showdown slate. I think he's 6'5". No, he's 7 on FanDuel as well, so that fits as a value piece as well. If you plug both of those guys in on FanDuel, you can sort of build the rest out. It's really simple. You just jam in the studs. And then on DraftKings, another value piece I like is Garrett Temple, 3.6K. Obviously, Porter is out, so that helps Temple. They still have a bunch of guys out with the COVID thingy, so there's some good value here. Thaddeus Young, 6K. I also like that on DraftKings. And then if you just jam in these obvious value pieces in Thad Young, Garrett Temple, and Denzel Valentine, you can fit the studs. My favorite MVP is Kawhi Leonard, so it's pretty simple, honestly.
Yep. Okay, let's go over Clippers side here. On the LA side, we just no news there. Starters, we have Pat Bev, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Batum, and Serge Ibaka. Any interest on the Clipper side?
So, as I sort of mentioned when I was going over the other side and construction in general, just the main guys here are Kawhi and Paul George. There's not really value here that we need. The value is coming from the Bulls side, and then the bulk of the salary is coming from the Clippers side and Kawhi and Paul George. You just play both of them, jam in the Bulls value. It's pretty simple.
Should we take a look at what we get with the locks that we have here? Williams, Valentine on FanDuel.
I wouldn't really consider them locks, but I mean, yeah, we can. Like, these teams are going to be pretty obvious. Like, yeah, there's not really. You get the best players. You get Kawhi, Paul George, Levine, and then two obvious value pieces. Like, you don't need to overthink it.
Yeah. On the DraftKings side, you said you liked all four of the Bulls here: Valentine, Temple, Williams.
Yeah. So same thing. Like you get the. Oh, you actually jammed in too many. You jammed in Patrick Williams. We don't need Patrick Williams on DraftKings just because we have extra salary. Yeah, so I mean, like, same thing. You get the Bulls value, and then you just spend up for whoever you want. Like, it's just super simple.
Keep it simple.
There's not much to it.
Not much to it. Okay. Is there anything else you want to go over for the showdown, or should we jump into the main slate?
I think before we jump into the main slate, we could just quickly go over a slate overview. I think we should start doing that before we go into the games. So yeah, we have 6 games here tonight. Obviously, a bunch of Celtics are missing. Their main guys are missing. They only have 8 available bodies. Like, I think it's 6 guards, 2 bigs. So a lot of value for us is going to come from this Celtics team. It's not a great game environment, but when they're priced so low, you just jam them in. You don't overthink it. It gets you studs elsewhere, so that's going to work out for us. And then the best game environment here tonight is San Antonio and Minnesota. We'll go over that game, obviously, when we go over the individual teams, but the Spurs are missing DeRozan, so there's going to be a bunch of Spurs that also pop out. And then we got news like 10 minutes ago that Kyrie is out, KD is in, so, I mean, KD is going to be a spend-up for us today. Just, you can use the revenge game against the Thunder, but he's playing there without Kyrie, so he's in a smash spot. We have the money to get to him, so that's just a quick overview of the slate.
Nice job, Chris. I like that idea. Okay, let's go get right into it then. First game we have to go over is Denver against the Knicks. We can do Denver first. Injuries there. We have Porter Jr. still out with COVID stuff. Whittington out for them. Starters, we have Jamal Murray, Gary Harris, Barton, Millsap, and Jokic. Harris has been looking all right. I think he's been scoring quite a bit recently. Any interest in any of the Nugget players today, Chris?
Well, we could actually just click on Harris and we can see what you said on him.
Can we?
Maybe. Okay, well, yeah, here it is. So what do you see?
Lots of points, scoring.
Yeah, so he's been scoring well, like you said. Fantasy points, pretty good, but I mean, like, he's not really getting you any assists, so that's the main thing here. I really don't have much interest in him. As for other people on this Nuggets team, it's not a great game environment here against the Knicks. It's the lowest total on the slate. The Nuggets have an implied team total of 109. They're on the back end of a back-to-back, so never really like that. But main guy here is probably Jokic. Like, you'll have the money to spend for him. Probably not in cash games. You don't need it, but I think in tournaments, Jokic is a really intriguing play. Outside of him, I don't know. There's not really anyone that I want to talk about here. Just no interest in this Nuggets team in cash games, and then just Jokic in tournaments. That's all that really interests me.
Yep. Clement's asking, what about Fanduel? I'm not too sure what about Fanduel. Do you know, Chris? Do you have any idea?
Maybe the showdown slate, but we went over it as well. If you missed it, you could just rewind in the video. If you're talking about this Denver side, same thing, like Jokic tournaments, but I don't really have interest, to be honest.
Okay. Next side, we have Frank Ntilikina out for them. Alec Burks, Gibson, and Toppin all out. Knox is probable. Starters, we have Payton, Barrett, Bullock, Randall, Robinson. Randall's looking really good this year. Do you have any interest paying up for him today?
I mean, he's a better play for me over on FanDuel. I think he's like 9.4 on FanDuel, so that price tag is fine. He's 9.5 on Draftkings.
Yep.
It's fine, but I don't think we need it. Maybe you can use him in cash games as a last piece. I don't hate that, but like, if we didn't have the Celtics value, I'll just say it like this: if we didn't have the Celtics value, we wouldn't have interest in Randall. But I think just because we do have the Celtics value, he does fit into some builds. So yeah, I don't mind Randall in cash games. Obviously, he has tournament upside as well. Plays a ton of minutes because Tibbs is his coach. We have to monitor if Taj Gibson is going to be playing today. I think we had him as questionable. They just signed him, so that's probably going to eat into some Randall minutes, but not too many. I think Randall's still safe for like 39 minutes. He got into some foul trouble last game, so if you're looking at the game log, that's why he only played 30. So yeah, I don't mind him. In tournaments, in cash games as a last piece, don't mind it at all. Anyone else here? Not really for me. I just think, I don't know, like, we don't need value pieces from this game. We have value pieces elsewhere. So yeah, I don't really want to mention anyone else here. You can take Mitch Robinson in tournaments. He always has blocks upside. But yeah, outside of him, not really interested in anyone.
Okay, next up we have Brooklyn against the Thunder. We can do OKC first. For them, we have Muscala probable. Ty Jerome out for them. Starters, we have SGA, Hill, Lou Dort, Baisley, and Horford. Any interest in OKC today?
So this game is a decent game. Over under of 226, so that's not bad. I think these guys fit more into Fanduel. SGA is the main target here. I'll talk about him on Draftkings first, just because I like him slightly less over there, and then we can go into Fanduel. So he's 8K on Draftkings. If you want to play him, I always say the same sort of thing. Like, if you want to play him there as a spend up, I don't mind it, but I don't think we really need it today. I think we can target guys like Curry, KD, even Randall I prefer. So I'm not too big on SGA and DraftKings, but I think he's a good tournament play. I think he has upside against the Nets here. For some reason, I always feel like the Nets allow a big game to some player from the opposing team. So I do like SGA today a lot. But my interest comes on FanDuel. Like, he's 7'6", fits the shooting guard slot, so that helps a lot. We're thin at shooting guard outside of Marcus Smart, so SGA is a near lock for me in cash games on FanDuel at shooting guard. He's only 7'6", like I said, so that's a nice price tag. And then the other guy I want to mention here is Al Horford. So his minutes have been around 28. Shots have been trending upwards, so that's good. He had one down game. It was in a blowout. He only played 21 minutes, 10 fantasy points, but for his price tag at 5'2", he's safe for 25 at least. I think he has upside against the Nets here as well. So I do like Al Horford. Anyone else? No, not really here. Baisley maybe in tournaments. I don't mind that, but I don't really want to chase it on this slate. So my interest lies in SGA and then Horford specific to FanDuel.
Okay. Let's go over Brooklyn. Obviously, we got the big news about Kyrie being out, KD in. Johnson's also out for them. Starters right now, we have Karis LeVert, Bruce Brown, Prince, Durant, and Jarrett Allen. What do you think of Brooklyn today with the news that we got?
So, assuming Durant is not on a minutes limit, he's a lock today without Kyrie there. So it's a bump down to Karis LeVert. Karis LeVert is way too expensive now. If KD was out, then we would have interest in LeVert, but he's priced pretty fairly now, so no interest in LeVert, but Durant is the guy here that stands out for me. I think he's 9.9 on FanDuel. Yep. Yeah, 9.9 on FanDuel, 9.2 on DraftKings, so don't mind spending up for him at all. Obviously, the price tag is better on DraftKings. He's an absolute lock there in both formats. On FanDuel, I guess you can make a case that you don't want to play him, but I don't know. I think I need to lock him in here without Kyrie playing. So yeah, that's where my main interest lies here. He's gonna shoot a ton. Revenge game against the Thunder if you're into that sort of thing. Anyone else here that stands out for me? Maybe someone like DeAndre Jordan. Jarrett Allen is priced up now a lot, so no interest in him. He's 6'7" on DraftKings, 7'4" on FanDuel. It's kind of ridiculous. So no interest in Jarrett Allen. If you want to use Jordan as leverage in tournaments, maybe predict that Allen gets into foul trouble somehow, Jordan will play a bulk of the minutes. So you could use that as leverage. Probably not my favorite thing to do, just because we have guys we'll mention from the Celtics that fit this position better. They're cheaper. They're in better spots. So, I mean, if you want to take a shot on him in tournaments, don't mind it. But my main guy here is KD.
Sounds good. Okay, let's jump into the next one. We have the Lakers against the Rockets. Go over Laker news first. We have Davis questionable, James questionable as always. Dudley out for them, irrelevant. Pope questionable for them as well. Starters, we have Dennis, Schroeder, Caldwell Pope, James Davis if they're in, and Gasol. Are they playing today? Always got to ask.
I mean, you never know. If one of them is out, obviously lock in the other one, but they're always questionable, like you said, so we got to assume that they're in. So probably no interest for me in these guys. If we're spending up for KD, we're spending up for Steph, we're spending up for other guys. So I really have no interest in paying up for these two if they're both in. maybe someone like Schroeder on Fanduel, 5.1K. Sorry, don't mind that. But I mean, I don't think we need it. I don't really want to spend too much time here on this team when they're fully loaded. Yeah. So yeah, no interest for me here.
Okay. Houston side, we have Daniel House and Thomas out for them. Macklemore back in. Starters right now, we have Wall, Harden, Nwaba, Tucker, and Christian Wood. Any interest here?
So same sort of thing. Like they're healthy. Wood is back in, so no interest in Cousins. These guys are all tournament only. Like same as the Lakers. If you want to take some shots in tournaments on any of these guys, I don't mind it. But probably not anything here that I really want to spend too much time on. No, don't need Harden today, so don't need to mention him. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't want to like spend time on these guys and just say I slightly like them, but I'll just put it this way: they're tournament only for me. No interest in cash games.
All right, sounds good. Let's load up the next one. Miami against Boston. You like this game? You like the Boston side? Give me 1 second. Okay, we can go over Miami first. Save the best for last. For them, we have Vincent probable, Bradley out for them, Leonard, Dragic, Olynyk, all questionable. Starters for them, we have Butler, Hero, Robinson, Kelly, Olynyk, and Bam Adebayo. Any interest on the Miami side in this game?
I have some interest here. I had Jimmy Butler as my tournament play of the day yesterday. I think he went for 60, so that's always nice to see. He was under-owned just because everyone was jamming in value from the Wizards with Beal out, some other spots as well. So Butler put up 60. That was nice. He was underpriced yesterday. I think he's priced fairly today. We got a 10-point spread here, so we don't really love Miami here. It's only a 213 over-under, so that's second lowest on the slate, second to the Knicks. So we got to keep an eye on the news here with Kelly Olynyk and Goran Dragic. They're both questionable. If they're out, we'll have more interest in Hero. Maybe none if he starts. Bam, I don't know about Bam. Like he got into early foul trouble yesterday. That's why his performance wasn't too good. He only played 21 minutes, only took 4 shots. So that explains that. Probably the main guy I want to go back to here is Jimmy Butler in tournaments only. Don't think we need it in cash games just because we have other pieces elsewhere that we'll talk about. Someone like KD will play ahead of him, so probably tournament only for me. And then last guy here is Tyler Hero, 5.2K on FanDuel. I mean, I don't mind that. I prefer him over someone like Schroeder, who's 5-1. So only 100 more. You get upside if Dragic ends up missing the game. Hero has looked good recently. He played 37 minutes yesterday, so that's nice to see. Took 20 shots, ended up with 40 fantasy points. So yeah, probably Hero. Don't mind him as the last piece in cash games. Don't mind him in tournaments. And then Butler's is a really good tournament play for me today as well.
Okay, let's jump into Boston. Over there we have Ojale, Walker, Brown, Thompson, Williams, Green, and Robert Williams as well, all out for them. Starters, we have Pritchard, Teague, Smart, Tice, Taco, Fall. That's kind of interesting. What do you think of Boston? You like this game a lot. Who do you like to target here?
Yeah, so you mentioned the guys out. I'll just go through the list of guys that are in. So we have 8 players here today. Marcus Smart, Daniel Tice, Jeff Teague, Taco Fall, Peyton Pritchard, Carson Edwards, Tremont Waters, and Aaron Nesmith. So Waters and Nesmith, they're probably like the worst guys here. Their price tags are nice though. So I like Nesmith actually a lot. He's minimum price on both sites. I don't know if we project him to start. We'll have to see who the Celtics end up starting. But I think maybe they'll start him. Maybe they'll start Pritchard at the 2. We'll have to wait and see on that. But just whoever starts here is who I have the most interest in. But I'll definitely jam in 4 on FanDuel, most likely in cash games, and then probably 4 or 5 in Draftkings. I think my favorite play here is Marcus Smart. I really like him on FanDuel. He's 6.3K, so that stands out for me. Pretty easy get. Actually, he's 5'9", so... Is he 5'9" or 6'3"? Sorry.
Smart 6'3" on Fanduel,
Yeah.
7'2" Draftkings.
Yeah, so 6'3" on Fanduel really stands out to me. 7'2" on DraftKings, not as much, but I mean, I don't mind it as a last piece just because they're so thin. Jeff Teague really stands out to me as well. Both sites, I have interest in him. He's 4.7 over on FanDuel and then 4.4 on DraftKings. That's really nice. Jeff Teague always seems to get there whenever he has the ball in his hands a lot. Obviously, they're missing their main guys, so I think we have a big game from Jeff Teague here, as much as I hate to say it. And then I like Daniel Tice as well. He's 5.7K over on FanDuel. On DraftKings, he's 5'1", so that stands out to me as well. Easy play, easy lock today. So I'm a fan of Tice. And then the other guy I'll mention here is Taco Fall. He's 3.3K over on DK. Minimum, actually 4.5 on FanDuel. So Taco Fall, like if he's starting, I really like him. We currently project him to start, so he's always been like a really good fantasy point per minute guy just because he's so long. He gets easy blocks, he gets all the rebounds, like he gets easy dunks. So I really like Taco Fall on both sites if he ends up starting. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that pretty much does it. I talked about Aaron Nesmith. I like him as well. Like his price tag sort of fits. If he starts, he's a lock. If he doesn't start, I don't mind him either just because he's minimum price on both sites.
Okay, sounds good. Let's go into the next one. We have the Spurs against Minnesota. Let me load that up. Okay. On San Antonio, big news, obviously. DeRozan out for them, Weatherspoon out, and Eubanks out. Starters right now with Murray, Walker, Johnson, Gay, and Aldridge. What do you think of the Spurs today without DeRozan? Because we had originally DeMar as the cover boy today, but then we had to do a quick late swap to Smart. So what do you think of the Spurs today?
Yeah, so the Spurs are awesome. Like if we didn't have the Celtics value, we would be all over the Spurs. Even with the Celtics value, we're still fitting the Spurs in where we can. So the thing I want to say, I should have mentioned this before the last game. Like if you're winning money at the start of the day, like with the first two games, don't expect it to hold. I would actually recommend maybe even fading the first two games just to wait for the starting lineups for this Spurs game and also the Celtics game. They both start 1 hour after lock, so that's something I would do. You can probably get a little bit of an edge. I think most people will end up doing that. But I definitely think it's the sharp thing to do. Yeah. So with the Spurs, we're talking about the Spurs first, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So with the Spurs, just a ton of pieces here. I guess I can go site specific first. Like I think DeJounte Murray fits the builds really well. He's point guard. He's actually a good play on both sides. He's 6.6K on FanDuel, 6.8 on DraftKings. So that price tag really stands out to me. Obviously, Derek White is out as well. DeRozan is out. So those are their two main ball handlers outside of DeJounte Murray. So DeJounte Murray should have the ball in his hands all night tonight. So I like him a lot. He's probably going to be really chalky. I wouldn't fade him in tournaments even. I think he's a really good play here. Next up, I think we can talk about Keldon Johnson. Not really someone I was high on early in the year, but as the season's gone on, as I've seen his game more, I really like it. He had a really good stretch in the bubble, I think. So ever since then, he's been good. I wasn't really on him at the start of the year. Thought he was too expensive, but I think this price tag here is fair. We got a really good matchup against the Timberwolves. It went into OT yesterday, ended up scoring a ton of points. It went to 250 total. So it's a really good game to target here, really good team to target. Probably my second favorite team after the Celtics. So I have a lot of interest in Keldon today. 6'2" on FanDuel. I think he's a little bit more on DraftKings. Yeah, he's 6'5", so you can use him there as well. Don't mind him in cash tournaments. Not a lock for me on DraftKings, but I do like him quite a bit. And then Rudy Gay, you also mentioned him. We project him to start. He's 4.6K on FanDuel. I don't mind that price tag. He's a little more in DraftKings, 5.3K, so I'd probably stay away there. But if you need the value at small forward, you can go to Rudy Gay. Don't mind that at all. And then last guy I want to touch on is Lamarcus Aldridge. So in the past, every time we've had DeRozan out, we always jam in Lamarcus Aldridge. It's a little different this year just because Aldridge hasn't looked as good. He hasn't like demanded the ball as much, so that sort of hurts a bit. But his price tag is a lot lower than we're used to. He's only 6'5" on Draftkings, 6'5" on Fanduel as well, so that fits for me. So yeah, I really like that play in cash games and tournaments. He's probably a better play on Fanduel just because power forward isn't a great position. But yeah, that pretty much does it for the Spurs. They're my second favorite team to target today.
Okay, before we jump into the Minnesota side, Trigger's in the chat. I just saw him. He finally jumped into the premium Discord. That's good to see. I think he had a good win yesterday. $5 to, what was it, 250, Chris?
I think it was 100.
100?
Yeah, but he had his guy DeRozan in there. He was talking about him on the show. He said DeRozan too cheap in DK, something like that. So really good call there.
Good win. Hasty says Keldon is a big lad, and Thomas agrees. Keldon's going to be good today. What do you think?
I mean, Thomas is in the chat. I'm glad we don't have Rui Hachimura on the slate. We don't need to hear Thomas's comments on him today. Yeah, Trigger says $5 to 250. So yeah, that's really nice.
Yep. Okay. Minnesota side, we have, let's see, Josh Kogi out for them. Starters, we have Russell, Beasley, Culliver, Juancho, Hernan Gomez, and Karl Anthony Towns, Catman. What do you think of Minnesota playing the Spurs today?
So I really like Minnesota. They're going to fly under the radar here just because everyone's going to flock to the Celtics, flock to the Spurs, and then they're going to spend up for KD and Curry most likely. So I really like Minnesota here. You can use them as leverage. Really nice team total of 115, tight spread. So yeah, I like guys like Cat in tournaments. No one's going to play him. D'Lo, no one's going to play him. Beasley, love his price on FanDuel at 5.5. So yeah, I think all these guys are elite tournament plays for me. No one's going to end up in my cash lineup, but yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. We just have guys in better spots, so I do like them in tournaments a lot, though.
Yep. Okay, I think that's it for this game. Could jump into the next one. Toronto against Golden State. That's going to be a great game. Let me load it up. Okay, I'm excited for this one. We can go over Toronto first. McCaw out for them. Kyle Lowry probable. Starters right now we have Lowry, Van Fleet, OG Anunoby, Siakam, and Boucher. Boucher's looking so good. He's such a beast. What do you think of the Raptors, Chris?
So Boucher he's 7-2 now on FanDuel. Like,
I love that price.
If you ever catch me playing Chris Boucher at 7-2 on FanDuel, like I should probably quit. I should definitely quit playing DFS if I ever do that. He's 5'9" on DraftKings. I mean, I don't mind that. He obviously always has a ceiling, but I don't know. I can't wrap my head around playing Chris Boucher for 7-2 on FanDuel.
I mean, if the minutes are there, he can definitely do it. It's just his minutes are kind of up and down. I think it's very matchup dependent for him, but I mean, he produces a lot. Like, I think he's their top producer off the bench. So I think it's his first start this year, if he is starting. So we'll see.
Yeah, so Alex Len started last game. He got pulled like within 4 minutes and then didn't see the court again. They started Boucher in the second half, so we probably do expect him to start here. But I still wouldn't touch him for 7-2. Looking at it now, 5'9", with him projecting to start on DraftKings it's pretty nice in tournaments for me. This game has the second highest over-under at, actually it's the highest at 233. So I really like it in tournaments. Like, no one's going to play anyone from this team, from this game, just because we have the Spurs here tonight without DeRozan. We have the Celtics with only 8 active guys. So that's where a bulk of the ownership is going to go. The one guy that does stand out for me in cash games is Pascal Siakam. He's 8.4 on FanDuel. I don't mind that if you want to go there as your last piece in cash games. If you want to do it on DK, he's 7.8. Don't mind that either. But no one else here really stands out to me as a cash game play. Kyle Lowry's obviously back, so we don't have much interest in Van Vliet. But yeah, I like these guys in tournaments like Van Vliet, Lowry. Either of them could obviously get to 50, maybe even 60. If you're playing them, I would probably set a group where you only have a maximum of one of the two in a lineup. Norman Powell, he's priced up now. No interest in him. OG, I don't mind OG. Tournament only for me as well. But yeah, mainly Siakam in cash games as the last piece.
Yeah, I really like the Boucher price tag on DraftKings for tournaments. Like, I'm probably going to lock him. I'm not going to lie. I'm not saying that's a good play, but I'll probably lock him. Some comments about Draymond 4-8. We can touch on that right after the injuries and lineups. Thomas is saying nobody going to watch the Raptors game, let alone play DFS on this game. Hasty saying fade the North. What do you think of that, Chris?
I mean, like, if we didn't have the Spurs here today, if we didn't have the Celtics, this game would be like the absolute chalk. Everyone would have players from this game. It has a really nice total. Golden State plays fast. The Raptors play fast. They don't play much defense. The Raptors have they scored 144 last time. They've been in the 120s in the previous 3 games. They've been allowing points in the 120s, so they play fast. They don't play defense. Same thing with the Warriors. So it's a really good spot here in tournaments. Actually, definitely going to go under-owned.
Agree. Yeah, I think Raptors are taking a lot of threes this year. I don't know if they're leading the league, but definitely like the most they've ever done per year. Okay, Golden State, we have Looney up questionable and Wiggins questionable for them. Starters right now, we have Curry, Oubre, Wiggins, Green, and Wiseman. Any interest on the Warriors side in this matchup?
So the main guy here for me is Steph Curry. Don't really have much interest in Fanduel cash just because we have DeJounte Murray there. We have Jeff Teague. So he doesn't really fit at point guard. Definitely a really good tournament play. I think we saw 2 nights ago he went for 64. He ended up being in the winning lineup. He was like 6% owned. So I do like Steph Curry in tournaments on FanDuel. Just because construction leads you to other routes, he's not going to be too popular, I don't think. So like him in tournaments. And then on DraftKings, he's a lock for me in cash games, actually. He's 10-1, so that's like market price for him, I believe. I think it's fair. But with all the Celtics value that we have, he fits the build. So I do like Steph Curry as a lock in DraftKings. Obviously, you can lock him in at guard, point guard, or utility, so you have more flexibility over there. Easier to get him. Outside of Curry, maybe Wiseman. He's 4.8 on FanDuel, 4.6 on DK. Don't hate that price, but he's tournament only for me. He can always get into quick foul trouble, which can absolutely kill you. But if he stays out of foul trouble, I could see a ceiling game from him here. I don't think Chris Boucher can guard him, so maybe they'll try to feed him early. Yeah, outside of that, I don't know. Draymond, maybe in tournaments, he's around 5K on both sides, so you could take some shots there. Yeah, that pretty much does it, though.
Okay, some questions. Yeah, Hasty was asking about Draymond at 4.8. He makes Golden State work. Touched on that. Boucher might get bullied by Wiseman from Hasty. I mean, what do you think about that, Chris?
Yeah, so that's what I said when I went over Wiseman. Like they could try to bully Boucher and try to feed Wiseman early. So yeah, it's interesting for me in tournaments.
I think Boucher still can get some blocks on Wiseman. He's so lanky. I have faith.
Oh yeah, for sure. If anyone's watching football and can tell me what happened with the Ravens game, that would be nice. Who ended up winning?
Are you sweating any football slates right now?
No, we still have 2 more games, so nothing really right now. Ravens won 20-13 by 7. Yeah, when I stopped watching, I think it was 13-17. So that means the Ravens got another field goal and then ended up winning. Was it close? Did the Titans get it close at the end?
Pritchard Knight, Hasty. Trigger saying it's a Pritchard Knight, the beast from the east. Every night is a Pritchard Knight. He closes with the big boys in close games. That's like Ryan in the high school games. He didn't start them. He told me once, but he closed them when they mattered. So closing the games is definitely important. That's what you want to be doing.
Wait, what? Why is Pritchard the beast from the east?
I'm just reading the chat.
Isn't that usually like Middle Eastern? Beast from the east?
What else do we have here? Should have bet on the Ravens.
Through a pick with under 2 minutes, so yeah, probably not a great ending. Derrick Henry got shut down. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, big dog didn't eat.
So I guess now we could jump into some core plays. Before we do that, I want to comment on Ryan and also everyone else. What are you guys drinking today? Today I've got the G0. As always, Ryan probably has the Vitamix. Vitamix smoothies. I want to see what everyone else has. What do you have today, Chris?
I got some water. With Hasty, I want to see. I'm wondering what he has in his Vitamix. Like, what's the mix today?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like, you're drinking a smoothie. You say the brand of the what you use to make it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm drinking a Brita here. A Brita.
Yeah, it's like saying you're drinking a Brita. Trigger snorting some G Fuel. Thomas with the hot soju again. All right.
His grandma wouldn't be proud.
Grandma. Give his grandma a heart attack. Okay. Let's do some core plays. Before we do that, if you guys have been here for a while, be sure to like the video. That helps us out a lot with people finding our content. Also, if you have not subscribed, hit subscribe, hit the bell button, hit all so you stay notified when we go live. It's pretty easy to remember, 2.5 hours before every main slate each and every day. Other than that, thing. Yeah? What?
I just want to say tomorrow, we got a normal start time, so we'll be live at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 Eastern.
Yep.
Obviously 3:30 Central. Yeah.
Yeah. One last thing before we do the core plays. We use, for the overviews in the show, we use our tool, dfscrunch.com. That's like a optimizer tool. We also have projections, ownership projections, fantasy point projections, stats, analytics, lots of settings for multi-lineup generation, lots of stuff, lots of sports, football. We have a 3-day free trial, so if you want to try that out, go ahead, dfscrunch.com, $25 a week after your 3-day free trial, $75 a month, better value. I think that's all the housekeeping, so let's do some core plays on FanDuel. Who's your first core play, Chris?
Do I need to get my bifocals on when we do the core plays?
Yeah, is Brandon in here?
I don't think so, but maybe it makes me look smarter for the core plays.
I think so. Maybe a hat as well.
Yeah. No, the hat would definitely bring it down.
Oh, we got the confirmation from Hasty about his Vitamix: kale, spinach, apple juice, quarter lemon, mango, pineapple, and a little pepper. Sometimes ginger. That sounds pretty good, actually.
Jesus Christ, that's a ton.
Yeah, I think we also have confirmation. Ryan doesn't make the smoothies himself, so that's from his wife. So that's nice. That's always nice. Okay, let's get into the.
We got Thomas here with a jab at me. He says the hat would ruin the hair gel. I mean, he's not wrong there.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it up.
Okay, who's your first lock on FanDuel, Chris?
First lock on FanDuel is Marcus Smart. We mentioned him when we went over the Celtics. They only have 8 guys playing today. He's obviously their best player remaining. 6.3K on FanDuel really stands out for me. Pretty easy play there. Yeah, next up, let me see. I like Kevin Durant, obviously. He's 9.9K. No Kyrie. What?
Did you see the best hair in the game?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Best hair in the game from Hasty? Yeah, that means a lot. Hasty's been around for a while, so he's seen a bunch of hair in the classroom, so he definitely knows what he's talking about there. Yeah, did you lock in Durant? Yeah, so no Kyrie, 9.9, too cheap. Small, he fits small forward, so I like that a lot. Let's see. Oh, I forgot to mention point guard DeJounte Murray, 6.6K. I went over him a lot when we went over the Spurs game. Yeah, that's just too cheap without DeRozan there. He's the primary beneficiary from the DeRozan news, so that's too cheap for him. Yep. I expect him to play like 36 minutes at least, even though it's a back end of a back-to-back. I do like him a lot. And then, let's see, last guy here. I'll go with Daniel Tice. It's either Tice or Taco Fall. I think Tice at power forward fits just because I don't want to lock in a center right now. So I like Tice at 5'7". Obviously, they're thin, so we want to jam in 4 Celtics I'll probably have Fall in here as well. I'll probably have Teague. But yeah, for now, we could just lock in Tice. And yeah, those are my core plays today. We got the Celtics with the Celtics value. We got the Spurs. We got a Spur in DeJounte Murray without DeRozan. And then we get KD without Kyrie, of course.
Yeah, Thomas is asking RJ Barrett in cash, Fanduel, in quote, in the brackets. Thomas is on point now. He knows how to do it. Oh, actually, big news before you answer that. Cat is actually out today.
I mean,
Maybe
I don't
not
know.
big.
Like, I don't. Obviously, it's big news because it's Cat. But like we've seen the Timberwolves without Cat for the past like 2 weeks. So they're priced as if Cat is out, pretty much. Slight bump to Naz Reid if he's starting. Wancho, you can go there, but I don't know. We just have better value with the Spurs, with the Celtics. Really like D'Angelo Russell and Malik Beasley now in tournaments. I think they're really elite. They'll go overlooked most likely. So those guys in tournaments, I don't think it changes anything for me in cash games. And
Okay.
then for Thomas's question, RJ Barrett in cash on FanDuel. Just don't need it today. Like, we have KD who we're locking in at 9.9. Then we can go down to someone like Keldon, 6.2. I like him a lot. I like him more than RJ, even straight up. You get a discount on him, $700, so you can spend that elsewhere. If you're going down even further, I like Rudy Gay at 4.6 at small forward. And then if you're going up a bit, I like Jimmy Butler at 8.1. So I don't see RJ Barrett fitting into any of my cash builds today.
Yep. Gustav, he's actually asking for Trigger's core over in the chat. Trigger's going to give it to him. It's not public anymore. It's private per request based on Trigger's whatever he wants to do. So it's a popular core these days, actually. Like, it's been pretty good the last few days. So it's a good core. Thomas, follow-up question from him. So you like Teague and Cash, so there's enough for KD.
Yeah, I love Teague and Cash here. He's 4.7 on FanDuel, so it's really easy to get. Like, he should see at least 30 minutes. Usually when we see Jeff Teague get 30 minutes, he always gets there. He's only 4.7, so it makes a lot of sense to me. I guess we can go over these teams.
Yeah, what do you see here? What do you like? What don't you like? What do you hate?
Yeah, so we can go through. Let's just save a few. Let's save the second one. Let's save the fifth one. And let's save one of the Curry ones. Let's see. Either the second or third. Wait, sorry. Yeah, let's save both of them actually, and then I don't think you saved the first one.
Yeah, didn't I? It's right here.
No, that's the second one.
Oh.
Yeah, there.
Okay, let's take a look at these. What do you like here? What are you seeing?
Yeah, so the big difference here with 1 and 4, or I guess it's 1 and 5 and 2 and 3. So 2 and 3 give you Steph Curry, so that changes the construction of the build. Instead of spending up at power forward, you get LMA. Instead of spending up at shooting guard 2, you get SGA. I'm probably leaning the route with Murray and Teague. I like that more than spending up for Curry, honestly. I think Teague provides really good value, so we can just compare the first and last team on this list. So the differences between these two, actually, I guess I can go through the common players. So Murray, he's a lock for me. Teague, 4.7. They only have 8 guys, so like I said, he should see at least 30 minutes. I think he sees more than that, but if he sees at least 30 for us, he'll definitely pay off that 4.7 price tag. SGA, 7.6. Don't mind that as a last piece. I like the matchup against Brooklyn for him. I feel like they don't play defense great, so I like SGA. Smart, obviously a lock, KD lock. And then this is the 3v3, so I'll just jump right into Tice. Tice obviously a lock as well, so yeah, the 3v3 between these two teams, Rudy Gay, Julius Randle, Al Horford versus Keldon Johnson, Pascal Siakam, Taco Fall. So the thing here the only thing here that's going to matter is Taco Fall starting. If Taco Fall is starting, this last team is definitely going to be the play. If he's not starting, it's more of a decision. I still probably like the Taco Fall team more. Gets you Keldon Johnson over Rudy Gay. I like Keldon a lot without DeMar. 6-2 in a really good matchup against the Timberwolves, so I like that. I like Siakam as well. Really good game environment against the the Warriors, 8.4K. I think he put up like 50, 55 last game. I didn't have him, but it didn't hurt me. But I think he can do something similar today, even though Lowry is back. Yeah, so I like this last team the most.
Okay, confirmation, Frank Ntilikina out again for another week, most likely. Comments here we have from Hasty saying Pritchard over Teague, 5 exclamation marks there. He's saying Pritchard's going to eat Teague's lunch tonight. Ainge and coach love him.
So I think I like Teague more. Teague is less expensive. Teague is more of a usage guy, like always a higher usage with Teague. He gets you the steals as well, has the ball in his hands more, in my opinion. So I don't know. I don't mind Pritchard in tournaments. I think 5.2 is a fair price tag for him today. I definitely like Teague more, though.
All right, another question from Thomas. He's saying Mitchell Robertson is a last piece for Fanduel Cash. We do have some here with Mitchell Robinson. What do you think of the construction if you have him, Chris?
So we actually said Mitchell Robinson. That was interesting to me. He added the L at the end. But yeah, I mean, I'm okay with it. Center is sort of a last piece position today. If Taco Fall starts, he's going to be a lock. If he doesn't start, then it's like a last piece position. Like I said, probably I like Al Horford more, just construction wise. He's 5.2K. I mean, I don't hate it. Basically, with this 8th team with Robinson, the difference between the Taco Fall team that I liked is Rudy Gay and Robinson versus Keldon Johnson and Taco Fall. Like, you can definitely make a debate that the Rudy Gay Mitchell Robinson side is better. It's probably a little safer if Taco Fall isn't starting, but I don't know. I just like Taco Fall. I think he's going to play at least 20 minutes. If he sees 20 minutes, I see him probably smashing the slate with blocks, rebounds. Like, he does a bunch of things.
We just got word from Trigga, trusted source here at Crunch Community. He's saying Celtics game postponed. I don't see that yet, but do you see it, Chris?
Let's see. No, not yet. If you have a link to that, like a tweet or something, I'll actually look it up now as well. But that's definitely. Oh yeah, it's postponed.
Yep. Trigger's the in-house beat writer here.
That's kind of annoying, honestly.
Now, stuff in the Raptors, jam them in.
Yeah, most likely, and then more Spurs. I think maybe you can just maybe fill some time while I update this stuff. Get these guys out of our player pools. Yeah.
You want me to just exclude them for now, and then we hit? Well, it's a whole game actually now. It's quite a lot, hey?
Yeah. You still have 2 of them locked.
Oh yeah, I'll switch that out.
Yeah, so Josh says it as well. He says via Shams. Ghostify says do Draftkings. Yeah, DK coming up afterwards. I think we'll have to go over FanDuel again, honestly. This is huge news. I'll have to exclude these guys and then build out some teams, see what I like. So just give me a little bit of time.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys have any questions as well, we can answer them now during this section of our show. Go Steph. Hasty like Steph today. Are we updating the other projections right now too, or just excluding those guys, Chris?
Which other projections? Sorry.
Like, I think you're just excluding those players, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Question from Josh: D. Russell or LeVert? That's to Hasty, actually. Hasty's getting the questions.
If it's for me, I would go Russell. He says GPP, so I would go Russell. Let's see what Hasty says. Also, if you guys do like this sort of content, we're getting this live news right on the fly. So if you like this sort of show, if you could subscribe, give us a thumbs up. It helps a lot. Yeah, if you share it, helps even more. Obviously, I don't expect that, but I would appreciate a thumbs up at the very least if that's possible.
Yeah, you don't get Chris saying that stuff often, so make sure to do it if Chris is saying it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. You get it from Chris when there's empty airtime and Gary's not doing it. So, I mean, someone's got to do it.
You're the brain here. So with the DFS content, I would pick Levert, or sorry, not Levert, Russell for GPP. I think he has some good upside without Towns, because Towns isn't playing today. I think he had like a nice 50-point game the other night without Towns. Obviously, he did struggle at the start of the season, but I think he had some foul trouble, some blowouts. So definitely Russell for me for tournaments.
Who? I think we mentioned Sam Merrill the other day on a show, or Sam Merrill.
Sam Merrill?
Who is Sam Merrill? Can we get a Google search on Sam Merrill? Is that possible?
Yeah, you want me to do it?
Yeah. Sam Merrill. So, 24 years old. What college is that? Utah State. So, I mean,
he looks gifted.
Gifted athletically?
Yeah, he looks gifted. He looks like a freak.
Freak?
Yeah. He's athletic.
Maybe we can find the dunk. It's if you just search. I mean, if you click on videos, it's probably there.
Is there a dunk of him?
Maybe not. Boggy? Who's Bogey? Boggy? Who bodied him? Sam Merrill? I mean, we all know who dunked on him. That's the thing.
When was this?
Search by recent posts or recent videos. Yeah, this week. I mean, he has it's 2K, no views. Utah Bogdanovich. Search Bogdanovich poster.
This
instead of Sam Merrill, search Bogdanovich poster. I don't know. If it was really that good, I think it would be higher in this queue. Are we sure? Are we sure that this happened? Is this another Chetty 360 dunk moment?
Could be. What happened? LaMelo Ball checks on Bogdanovich after Bogdanovich injury. What happened to Bogdanovich?
Yeah. He was starting yesterday, so he was in a pretty good spot. He was like really cheap. Got hurt in the second quarter, I believe. Not sure if we want to watch this. Might be DMCA'd by the NBA. So.
Oh, is it?
I mean, yeah, might not be the smartest thing to do here.
Okay.
We can go over Fanduel again. I can go over my core plays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hasty special. Yeah, he's a different breed from an athletic standpoint. Agree. Boogie Cousins.
Boogie Cousins.
It was garbage time. Wait, Hasty saw that poster?
Yeah, Hasty was the one that was. Who also mentioned Sam Merrill?
Hasty, how about you find us a link? Share it. I can open it up. I think we can open it.
Hasty's definitely not going to find a link for us.
I mean, it'll probably be like not even 480p. Yeah, he'll try. Okay. Are we ready for Fanduel again, Chris?
Yeah. So who do we have locked in now? Let's just
Durant and DeJounte.
Yeah. So those guys are still locks for me. Maybe let's see. I think Steph Curry is a lock for me now. We don't have Teague at point guard anymore, so I like Steph Curry a lot there. I like spending up. I think we can get. Pardon?
Boucher?
Who? What? Why?
Boucher. Chris Boucher.
What about him?
Do you like him today? No?
No. Curry. Did you lock him?
Okay. Yeah. We have Curry.
Yeah, Curry. Not sure why you said Boucher. Lamarcus Aldridge, he's a lock for me now as well. We don't have Tice there at power forward anymore, so he fits the build. We're going to get more Spurs. So yeah, Lamarcus fits. So those are my 4 locks as of now. Obviously, if it changes, I'll update that in the Discord later on.
Do you think Russell's more cash viable now with Towns out, or no? Still no?
Yeah, he is, but We just don't need it. We have SGA. I'd rather play SGA anyways.
Okay. Okay. What do you see here, Chris?
One sec. Yeah, so we're getting Lonnie Walker as our value piece here, and Rudy Gay now, just because we don't have the Celtics value, so we're getting our value from the Spurs with Lonnie and Rudy Gay. So I mean, this first team, it projects 3 points higher than the next team. So I mean, there's not much for me to say here. Like, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, like I think this team has everything that you want. So
Yeah.
I don't really even want to compare it.
About Lonnie, hasty with the haircut. I guess you're right, Chris. He does see a lot of haircuts as a teacher. He's saying Lonnie better with that haircut, so he knows them.
Yeah, I didn't like Lonnie's hair before. The only guy that I'm against hasty on with the hair thing is De'Aaron Fox, but definitely Lonnie with the haircut. I like the haircut a lot. Lonnie from my area. Where's Lonnie from? I imagine he's probably from like Texas or something. Seems like a Texas guy.
717.
He's from Pennsylvania. 717, Reading, Pennsylvania. Okay, well,
Yeah.
never heard of that. Never heard of that city, but I mean, now I know.
Also saying
You're Philly.
center is a wasteland on Fanduel, the center position.
Yeah, so that's why I don't mind like Al Horford 5.2K against the Nets. Like he's going to get you at least 25, like 9 times out of 10. So I'm good with just playing someone who's solid there. I don't need a smash game from him.
Yep. Do you think the NBA season might get put on hiatus with all the rosters being depleted now?
No, I don't see it happening at all. Like if they were going to do it, I think they would have done it way earlier. We've had this going on for a week now, so I don't know. I think they're handling it pretty well for the most part.
Good to hear. Okay, so are we done with the FanDuel side then? Should we go into DraftKings? I think Gostafi's been waiting on that one for a while. So DraftKings time?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see what we have here. Chris Boucher locked. Okay, who's your first lock?
Not Chris Boucher. It's Kevin Durant. He's 9-3 on or 9-2 on DraftKings. So, I mean that's too cheap with no Kyrie. So he's a lock for me. 1 sec. Let me just rebuild this real quick. I want to see what I get. I think next up we can lock in what's his name? DeJounte Murray from the Spurs. Same sort of thing as on FanDuel. We don't have the value from the Celtics anymore, so 6-8. That price tag works for me. So yeah, I like DeJounte Murray as a lock there as well. Okay. Next up, let's go with Lonnie Walker. 4-6. He's starting. No DeRozan, so that helps Lonnie as well. Yeah, I like Lonnie Walker there. Makes a lot of sense for me. And then I'm kind of hesitant to add a fourth guy here, just because I think builds outside of these 3 guys are pretty up in the air. But we can add Pascal Siakam here. He's only 7-8 on DraftKings, so that price tag works for me. He's more of a last piece in cash games, but I mean, we can lock him in. Really good game environment. He's a pretty good place to spend up on, so don't mind locking in Siakam in cash games.
Yep. Personally, Boucher for me, but I don't play that much cash. GPP plays, so Boucher, I love that pick.
Josh says Spurs play 1 big, can Juancho close? I mean, I think it more depends on how Juancho is playing. He had the really good game against the Nuggets. The next game out, he didn't look great, so I think he played less minutes. Yeah, so he played 34 against the Nuggets in that ceiling game. Played 21 the next day against the Blazers. Played 22 yesterday, I believe. So, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to predict if he's going to close. Like, they can close with Edwards like they did yesterday. They can close with Culver. They can close with Naz Reid. They like Jared Vanderbilt as well at the 4. So, I don't know. I wouldn't play Juancho, honestly.
Okay. Thomas is asking if Smart is out. I think he must have missed the last 20 minutes. 10
So
minutes.
we know Thomas is on that soju diet, so
Hot soju.
it's expected.
Yeah, I don't think he's just kidding about the soju. He's on the Pacific time zone too, so that's like some midday soju. Triggers core, locks, Boucher, KD, Murray, Lamarcus, Lonnie. I like it. I like it a lot.
This is definitely DraftKings because I don't think he would have Boucher at 7-2 as a lock.
Yeah, DraftKings. I think he's honestly like a good play. Like if he gets 30 minutes at 6-2, like I don't know, and it's a high-paced game as well, so I really don't mind it.
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. Okay, what do you see here, Chris, on the DraftKings build?
So we're getting SGA. I think we got news on Mike Muscala. He's popping up in that second build. He's available to play now, so I don't mind that as a last piece. If you could just scroll up.
Yeah, we just had a question. Why Lonnie over Keldon from Josh? He says Keldon has the higher floor in terms of raw points.
I mean, yeah, of course, but we got to take price into consideration here. Keldon is 6'5", Lonnie is 4'6", so I think it helps you get other pieces when you play Lonnie Walker. Like, I like Keldon a lot. I had him in my build before when we had the Celtics, but just without the Celtics value, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to pay that 6'5" tag. Like, we don't have great value elsewhere. It's sort of a mid-range build outside of KD, so I don't really see Keldon fitting the cash build today. Maybe if you play someone like Vassell, you can jam in Keldon. Then you'll probably have 5 Spurs, which I don't necessarily love. But yeah, that's the main reason. It's just pricing.
Yeah, Josh says 2K difference, understandable. He gets it now. Question from Charlie Cole. He's saying, heard Celtics game is canceled. Yeah, it's postponed. Fanduel 50-50, and I had players from that game. WTF do I do?
Yeah, so if you're talking about the all-day slate, you can late swap. If you go back like 5 minutes in this video, we went over the core plays and lineups with the Celtics news. So if you want to just go back 5 minutes in this video, you can see that.
Yeah,
but yeah, we have a lot of interest in Spurs guys. They're the main value pieces today now.
Yeah, core plays we had there just quickly. On FanDuel, we had Curry, Durant, DeJounte Murray, and LMA.
Yeah, and then we got from Henry, he says Patty Mills. Patty Mills, he's the guy that's really scoring dependent. That's my only problem with him. That's why I only like him in tournaments. If he's starting for DeRozan, then I'll have a lot of interest. He'll probably move into lock status, but if he's not starting, coming off the bench, I don't think we need it.
Yeah, I think he's been hovering around like 20 fantasy points.
Yeah, he's been shooting really, really well. So that's a good thing to see. But he's too scoring reliant for me if he's coming off the bench. If he's starting, definitely will have him in my lineup.
Okay, let's go. We did the core here. So, okay, what do you think of these builds here, Chris?
Let's see. So let's save the first and the third, and we can compare those.
Oh wait, what do you see here? What do you like? What don't you like? What do you hate? Do you hate anything here?
Can you just highlight the differences for me here? So we have SGA, we have Oubre, and we have, I believe, Draymond Green. And then on the second team, we have Vassell, we have Curry, and we have Mills. So, as I think Henry mentioned about Mills, like, I think the way he plays, it fits DK scoring better. Like, most of his points come from threes, so that helps him. So I don't mind 4-8 as a last piece, even if he's not starting in cash games. I don't mind it, but someone like Devin Vassell, I think that's probably a little too thin for me. With this first team, with the second team, you obviously get Curry just because you're spending down for Vassell and Mills. But with this first team, you got SGA. As I mentioned, I really like SGA today. 8K I'm fine with paying 8K for him. So I do like SGA. Oubre, 5K. Don't mind paying that either. He's the last piece, sort of. Same as Draymond Green, 4.9K. The thing that these guys have going for them, they have the best game environment outside of Minnesota, so I don't mind paying for Draymond or Oubre. Yeah, so I think I lean this first team now, but I wouldn't be shocked if I change as the time moves on.
Yep. Okay, I think that's it for that. Again, if you guys have questions, we can go over them now. We have one more segment here. It's Chris's play of the day, like overall play of the day. I think that's cash play on both sides, lock of the day. Then he does the GPP fade of the day on both sides, and then also the GPP play of the day on both sites. Before
one thing I actually want to add to that is my value play of the day. I think that would be good.
You want to do four picks?
Yeah, value play of the day as well.
All the content here just keeps growing. The value here. Yeah, I guess more content always. So be sure to subscribe so you stay notified. Hit the bell button as well. Hit like. Do all that stuff. That helps a lot. Helps you stay informed. Helps you do better in your daily fantasy. So
what are you building here?
Oh, I'm just hit build. I wanted to see if I would get Boucher in any of the top 50 with these locks. I just wanted to see how out there he is. It looks like no. I guess. Yeah.
We don't know if he's starting yet. That's the thing. That's the thing. If he's starting, he'll probably pop up a bit.
Yep. Okay. He shared it in the chat. Wait, where?
Yeah, I don't see it. I guess we can just get into the stuff, Gary.
Yeah. If just try pasting the link again, Hasty. We'll open that up. Okay. Who's your core lock? Favorite lock of the day on Fanduel?
So I think it's I usually like spending up for my core lock, so I'll go with KD. He's 9.9k, pretty fair price tag, but obviously Kyrie is out, so that's a big bump to KD. He hasn't played in a week, so he should be fresh. He didn't have COVID. He was just ruled out for like the contact tracing, like so he was around someone that had it, so he didn't have it himself. I think he had it earlier in the summer, so no issues there for me. So I do like Durant a lot. He's my lock of the day.
Yep. Who's your should we just do Draftkings now? Snake draft?
What do you mean? Oh,
like go between the two?
Sure.
Okay, who's your core lock of the day on Draftkings?
It's the same guy. It's KD. He's even cheaper over on DraftKings, so like easier play there. Yeah, he fits builds, like everything for him stands out. He's a lock for me in both formats.
Okay, who's your value play of the day on Fanduel?
Value play of the day on Fanduel. So before it would have been one of the Celtics guys, but now since we don't have that, it's going to be a Spur just because DeRozan is out. I'll go with Rudy Gay. He's 4.6k at small forward. It helps you get guys. It helps you get Durant. Helps you get Curry. So I do like that on FanDuel. So yeah, he's Rudy Gay is my value guy.
Okay, and then on DraftKings, who's your value play of the day? Is the value on cash and GPP for you, or just more so cash?
It's both.
Okay.
I think they're a good value that it's like they're not gonna ruin your lineup. You know what I mean?
Yep, I know what you mean. Who is it on DraftKings? Value play of the day.
So it's a little harder on DraftKings. We don't have anyone that stands out here anymore just because the Celtics are postponed. So it's going to be one of the Spurs. I'm probably debating between Jakob Poeltl and Lonnie Walker. Jakob Poeltl just because center is so ugly on DraftKings. Yeah, so let's say Jakob Poeltl. Actually, no. Let's change it to Lonnie Walker. I think Lonnie Walker is a safer play. He's 4.6k. I don't mind that. But he's not really real value here. So, like, if I had to pick one, it's Lonnie Walker. I don't really have a strong take on this one. So, if you don't want to lock him in as your value play, I don't hate that. I don't think we have anyone that really stands out like 100% as a value play today.
Okay, next up, who is your fade of the day on FanDuel? GPP fade of the day.
GPP fade of the day. Let's go with Let's go with SGA. SGA should be popular. I think he just fits Fanduel builds at 7'6". Shooting guard is pretty thin now without Marcus Smart there, so I do like SGA in cash games, but I think we can fade him in tournaments. Hope he has a down game. Yeah.
Okay, and then on DraftKings, who's your fade of the day over there? GPP fade of the day.
On DraftKings, I'll go with Pascal Siakam. So obviously, like I always say with the fades, I have them in my cash lineup, but I think fading these guys, you can use it as leverage in tournaments. So yeah, I see some routes where Pascal Siakam can't get there for 7-8. I see routes where Freddie VanVleet or Lowry get there. Maybe Boucher gets a bunch of rebounds. So yeah, Siakam is probably he's my GPP fade of the day on DK.
Okay. Gost, if you're not in the Discord, we have the link. I think it might be in the video description here, or if not, just click our Twitter, and then it's in our Twitter description, so you can join that way, and then you can share it in there. If you're not in already. Oh, I got the Merrill footage emailed to me directly in my inbox from Hasty. Let's see. Okay.
Henry says, is Jarrett Vanderbilt in play with Cat out and Naz Reid being a telephone pole on defense? Yeah, I mean, I don't hate this play. Tournament only for me, obviously. He seems to get there with hustle stats, so that's nice to see. He's probably a guy Hasty likes, honestly. Hasty likes those hustle guys, so yeah, I don't mind Vanderbilt in cash, but not really. I mean, I don't mind him in tournaments, sorry. Not really cash viable. Then if you guys have any other questions, we can answer them before we wrap up the show here.
Did you go over Thomas's question?
Mike Muscala for cash on FanDuel to afford Steph and KD. I mean, yeah, sure, you can go there. I think you can afford them without playing Mike Muscala. I think you can afford them just playing Al Horford. Yeah, so Billy says favorite center plays on FanDuel. This sort of leads into what I was going to say. I think Al Horford, 5.2K, that's a fair price tag for him. He's probably going to get you 25. He's not going to kill you with like a 10-point game, 15-point game. I think he has upside here against the Nets just because they play big with one of Jordan or Jarrett Allen on the court. So, yeah, that's why I don't mind Horford there. If you want to spend down, I can go to Jakob Poeltl. I like Poeltl slightly more than Muscala to answer Thomas's question, but if I can, I'm trying to go up to Horford.
All right, let's check this out then. Let's do your fade of the day.
Bucket of the night. Final minute.
Okay, so he had jab step crossover on Portis. A little dunk on Sam Merrill. Definitely not as good as it was hyped up to be, but I mean, as you can see, this tweet only has 134 likes, so not a lot of steam on it. Definitely a hasty special here. Some white on white action. Hasty loves that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Straight into my inbox as well, so that's always good. We get the hottest content, best news right here, right into my email. Okay, who's your fade of the day on FanDuel, Chris?
So we did Siakam on DraftKings, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
So.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, we did fade of the day. This, I think now. Sorry, my bad. Now we're doing lock GPP play of the day.
Yeah. Okay. So let me take a look at this. I know who I want to pick here on DraftKings. On FanDuel, we can start with DraftKings here just because I'm sort of more. I have a better feel for it. So I like Lamarcus Aldridge on DraftKings. He might be a little popular, but I think for 6'5", he can really pay that off. So yeah, that looks really good for me in tournaments. Obviously, no Debo, no DeMar DeRozan. So yeah, I like LMA there.
Okay, I'll just throw in Boucher. I like Boucher, so someone to keep an eye on, depending on the starters,
Yeah,
for sure.
I would, yeah, I'm good with Boucher there as well. 5.9K if he's starting. Probably like that over Aldridge actually as a tournament play.
Yep. All right, Fanduel GPP play of the day. Who do you have?
Let's go with D'Angelo Russell. He's 7.8K. Most of the field will be on SGA. So yeah, I like D'Angelo Russell. He's actually 7.7K. So no cat. Really good game environment here. So yeah, I'm a fan of pivoting to Russell from SGA.
Yep.
Trigger says Whiteside came through last night. I mean, Rashawn Holmes got ruled out. That helped Whiteside. So I had Whiteside in my showdown lineup actually. So yeah, you were right with that call. If you picked him before lock, you probably had a really good edge on the field with that play.
Yep. Tom's saying Muscala's power forward though. Horford and Jakob are centers. I think had that question.
Oh, he's power forward.
Pardon?
On FanDuel. Muscala is power forward on FanDuel.
Yeah, he is actually.
I mean, yeah. Then I don't hate it. Like he's not going to get you a bunch of minutes. That's my only problem with him. Don't love playing guys who only play like 20 minutes off the bench in cash games. I like LMA more at power forward. I like Draymond at power forward 4-9 against the Raptors here. Siakam, I like him if you want to spend up there. But I'm probably Aldridge and Draymond. I think that's my combo right now.
Muscala dad is a center from Hasty.
Yeah, we also got a comment from Hasty saying lols.
We have yeah.
Do you think he actually laughed out loud?
Yeah, that's his thing. He likes to say lols. I kind of like it. Draymond at 4.9 solid from Hasty.
Yeah.
Is that on Draftkings?
Yeah, it's on FanDuel, I think.
Green?
Is he
5-1?
Yeah, so he's 4.9 on DraftKings then. Yeah, he's solid. That's all I gotta say. I don't think he'll hurt you for this price tag. We're kind of starved for value a little, so don't mind it at all in cash games.
Yeah, Henry's asking Hamidou Diallo, question mark.
I mean, I'm not too high on him. Like, you can go there if you want to play him as a value piece, sort of, but he's kind of priced up. Obviously, he had a big game last time out, played 29 minutes. So, yeah, like, tournament only for me. That's what I'll say on that.
Yeah, it's definitely like a high upside ceiling game for him. If you look at his game logs here. Okay, anything else you want to cover before we wrap it up, Chris?
No, I just want to say, if you enjoyed this video, if you can give us a thumbs up, that helps a lot. We're live every day, so we'll be live tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Pacific, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. 2.5 hours before every main slate for NBA. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we get some winners today. I'm glad we got the Celtics news out of the way before, like pretty early. So that was nice.
Yeah, you kind of stole my lines over there, so I don't have anything to say to close out the show. But I think we have another question. We can just go over that. To Gustav, asking what is the Take It tool in Discord? That's just for support. Like if you need help or something and you want to DM directly with the DFS Crunch team, that's what we use there. Tom's asking Edwards or Gay for cash.
Gay for sure. Gay for sure.
Gay. All right. Trigger saying any reason he got 29 minutes. Diallo.
I can pull up the popcorn machine and check it out. Let's see. Okay. See.
While you do that, Hasty saying Edwards is fearless and a chucker. Thomas says he didn't hear that. Did you say Ant?
No, I said Rudy Gay.
Okay.
For sure. Like in cash games, Rudy Gay for sure.
All right.
I'll actually send you this, Garry. I don't mind. Like this is a really good site. It's a site I use a lot. It's free. It's really helpful. If you want to open that up, we can just go over the Hamidou Diallo thing. So yeah, this site basically it shows you the rotations of the game. It's popcornmachine.net. I've been using it for years. So as you can see, Hamidou Diallo is at the top here. He didn't start, so he came in off the bench. They actually had a hockey line change, so they subbed in 4. And then that was his regular rotation in the first half. He played like what is that, 12 minutes? Oh, not 12 minutes. 4 plus 6, 10. So yeah, 10 minutes in the first half. So he was on pace for his regular 20 minutes. And then in the second half, he came in for Baisley. Baisley was probably in foul trouble here, I'm assuming. So he came in for Baisley early. And then he ended up closing the game. So he was probably really hot, and they didn't want to take him out. Like, I think if, like, in a normal game, he wouldn't close here. He closed over Baisley, so I don't think they'll do that every time. Maybe it was a matchups thing.
Hasey's actually saying he wanted, Diallo wanted to show out in front of his boys in New York.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think he's from, I don't know which borough, but he's a New York boy. He's a dunker, big dunker.
Yeah, Gustavy's asking, how do you go to public chat in the Discord? I don't know, do we have a public chat there in the Discord? Like, I know, like, basically we just keep it, like, members only to keep the content kind of more on topic. So if you have, like, a membership at dfscrunch.com, you get access there. I'm not sure if we have, like, a general section that you can, like, a community section there. Maybe we can do that.
Yeah, so right now it's our premium channels are where all the core plays come in, like leading up to lock. Just we have our community in there, so I don't really think we should split it up like between premium and non-premium. I think it's just good to have it all in one place. Don't have to have two separate conversations on the same thing. So that's mainly why we have it for members only.
Yeah, I guess the YouTube is like a good place, community outlet there for everyone to hang out and chat all together. Yeah. So I guess we'll just use YouTube for that and then keep the Discord like that. Okay, with that said, I think that's everything. Chris stole my lines already about liking the video, subscribing as well. I don't think he did the line about our tool, so I'll do that right now quickly. Throughout the show, what you saw us use is our optimizer, our projections, fantasy projections, point projections, ownership projections, all that stuff. That is at dfscrunch.com. If you've never tried it before, if you've never subscribed, there's a 3-day free trial, so you can head on over there, check it out, sign up, no risk at all. 3 days free, and then after that, you can either go on the weekly, which is $25 a week, or monthly, $75 a week. Slightly better value over there. We have lots of members now. It's growing, so that's good to see. People are doing well, so it's definitely a good place to hang out. This show's always going to be free, so you have that as well. But yeah, lots of ways to make money, grow your bankroll there, so definitely check it out if you haven't. I think that's everything there. What's Boucher's ownership right now? I can check that in.
I think we had him around 10%. He's more of a Draftkings play for sure. We had him around 10%. If he's starting, that will obviously go up. Right 10%. Now, we don't know. That's why we have him at 10%. And then I just want to say, for anyone that's using the tool, I'm updating the Boston news now, so those players will be out of the tool in like 5 minutes. You can give it a refresh, and then that'll be good.
Yep. Yeah, and as always, we're going to go start doing our own lineups, start building them out, and we'll be in the Discord, bringing up any important news there as it happens. Members will as well. We'll also help you if you have any questions about construction, all that sort of stuff. That's in the Discord, so all members get access to that. So yeah, I think that's everything for today. Slim duck tonight. I like it. I hope so. Yeah, with that said, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 2.5 hours before main slate. Good luck today, and see you next time.